Arts Festival. I think I got it right.
I think you got that right. Good job.
I'm here with Thomas Walk. Thomas, you're a United States Army veteran, and we appreciate your service to this nation.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
And so, Thomas, we're going to start right at the beginning.
All right.
Why did young Thomas, Jersey native, decide to enlist in the United States Army?
So, young Thomas was a little bit of a troublemaker and a little rowdy. And, I had a son early on, and I just really needed to do something to prove to him that, we could be better than who I had been up to that point. And so I just went and I found the nearest recruiter, and we talked about it, and I changed my whole entire life, and I finally became somebody I felt proud of.
It's fantastic. So how long were you in the Army?
So I served 10 years active duty, and I was medically retired due to back injuries and PTSD.
And so here you are today at the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival. So fantastic last night. You shared a very, very meaningful poem about veteran suicide that clearly came from deep inside you. Can you talk about that and why it's important for people to share this?
So the truth of that piece is hard to admit, and sometimes hard for people to accept. I was genuinely suicidal myself at the time. I was very seriously considering the act, and I was very much I was drinking and riding a motorcycle a lot. I was trying, and I was struggling with a friend that I had served with. Her name was Sergeant Alicia Space, and we struggled a lot with that PTSD and in the darkness together. And honestly, I just kind of thought we would figure it all out one day. But in the midst of it all, she actually committed suicide. And then I had to go to the funeral, and I had to see how much people did care, and how much people really did wish she had just talked. And so I just had to really just reevaluate my entire trajectory after that. I realized how wrong I was. I realized how selfish I was. I realized I needed to scream loud enough for people to hear me so maybe I could stop somebody else. So I wrote that piece just in an emotional uproar, screaming out to my friend how much she hurt me. And it just resonated with people in a way that made me have to keep sharing.
So was that really the start for you, Thomas, of kind of a road to the arts?
Absolutely. I have been creative my whole life. I was really an artist when I was young. The military takes up a little bit more time, so I wasn't really able to do much, But yes, that opened me up because I had something to say. And in this particular case, I know what I was saying, and I know that it mattered. And so it just opened up a door that I had literally forced closed because I didn't want to talk about that. I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to feel that. So I opened the door, and then I haven't stopped since. I write something new every day. I write about suicide, bluntly. I write about how much I walk through my day not really sure where I am or what I'm doing or what is going to come out of my mouth or head next. And I want everybody to hear it because it's okay. I'm still here. And I'm still fighting. And anybody else can too.
So to take that lowest moment and turn it into a positive way to help not just your fellow veterans, right? Your fellow humans, right?
Yes, absolutely.
To be able to take that and turn it into something. And so, how many times have you participated in the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival? Is this your
So interestingly, I've been in the VA system for over a decade. This is the first time I have learned of it. I just made an actual move from North Carolina to Michigan.
Okay.
My new VA had it posted everywhere. I actually missed the art competition, so you get to see a little bit more from me next year. But I caught the creative arts deadline, and my art, my creative therapist there, and my super supportive wife just pushed me right off the edge of the pool, and there I was. So next thing I know, they said, "Hey, you're first place, and we really want you to come and perform this because it's amazing." And I was so validated. Oh, I was so validated by that. That was such an amazing moment for me. It's all been a blessing, but this was the first one for me, first time.
I'll tell you, you're the bravest man I've seen in the last 24 hours. To be able to stand up there and just leave that all out on the stage last night.
That's very uncomfortable, really, for me to hear. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Here's a weird thing. That's uncomfortable for me to hear. It's uncomfortable to be proud of myself. And this is an amazing thing because I needed to feel that again. And I didn't think I mattered. I didn't think that I mattered. And I cried out, and I cried out, and I never felt heard, and I finally got heard. I appreciate you so much, but it's so hard to hear you make me so uncomfortable, brother, but thank you, because I love you for that.
Well, in life, aside from this interview, I make a lot of people uncomfortable. It's okay.
That's all right, though, bro. We do that sometimes.
It's generally my sense of humor that does that.
Yeah, well, you mentioned I'm from Jersey. I make people uncomfortable sometimes, too, trust me.
But the fact that you could, suit up, stand up, and say the words.
I felt obligated to anybody who wanted to hear me and anybody else who needed to hear me, and to Alicia.
And you're going to continue to propagate that mission. You're going to continue to say those words. You're going to continue to come up with new ways to get that message across, right? Yeah, that's your new mission.
Absolutely, and I'm already working on this year's entries. So my first entry already starts with "Suicide could not claim me, for I have reason to stay." So look forward to that next year too. So.
And everyone I've talked to at this convention or this festival, it's a healing process.
Oh, so healing. It's healing because of the validation. Here you are with this ignorant co-pilot in the back of your head. That's what PTSD is, Make no mistake, it's always there. It's always running its mouth. And it's rude and ignorant and hurtful. And it's healing because there's such validation here. I sit at home some days, even with the supportive wife that I have who tells me what I am every day. And I think I'm so alone and I'm so lost, and I don't think I'm being heard. I just feel like I'm nothing. And then this happens. And it's so unforgettable. They make sure you remember that you matter. And I think that's what the healing is, bro. You realize how much you matter here.
Well, and you said it, the validation that you received yesterday, all those conversations you're having in your head, but not with actual people.
Right now, why am I on this radio? I suck. Yeah, man, but look, I don't. And last night, y'all clapped loud enough for me to register that. I registered that.
You did an outstanding job. You have an outstanding focus because veteran suicide is an issue that we should not be talking about because it should not exist.
Absolutely. But since it does, I'm going to keep talking about it.
Absolutely. Amen to that. Thank you, Thomas Walk, for taking the time to talk to us. Thank you for sharing and continuing to share this message.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Great job.